What is up to all of my sourdough lovers out there? Okay, so this video is going to be a little long, but I'm new to the sourdough community, so I just wanted to explain all of my opinions and experiences this far. So if sourdough is your new thing, don't get discouraged and stick around through this whole video. Okay, so my journey began with Mary Doanna on January 1st, 2025. So we are actually a week away from my starter being 2 months old. I will say I have been through the journey. I have made so many mistakes. I've had so many great recipes and so many bad turnouts. Practice really makes perfect, and if you give up too quick, you really could be losing out on such a cool opportunity to make homemade bread. So with that being said, my little 2 cents on some of the supplies you'll need. Granted, you don't need everything. Some of them are really for the convenience, and some of them you can actually go cheaper and still get the convenience with it, if that makes sense. So whichever way you decide to go, whether you hit TikTok Shop or Dollar Tree, even your local Walmart, it's all gonna work just the same. A couple of must-haves in my book are definitely the kitchen scale. You definitely need a few scrapers, some spatulas, and some jars. I do prefer the Weck jars. However, I did start with regular mason jars, so again, it'll still work. I've done regular Banneton baskets, I've done the silicone ones, and I've done a regular bowl with a towel. Again, it all works. Bulk fermentation, I will say, is by far the hardest part, and there are so many different ways to tell and to do it, but I really just recommend listening to your dough, watching your dough, and looking for the signs, because that's truly what's gotten me the most success so far. And then these motions, push and pull, I felt so silly in the beginning. I'm definitely more comfortable with them now, but don't get too hard on yourself if it feels like you're doing it wrong. I will say I've also tried so many different recipes, and truly you just have to find what works for you because there's so many different ways. Side note, do not get one of these. Get the circular powdered sugar one. I ended up spilling a shit ton. It just doesn't work the same. But after a good pat, she was good. And into the fridge overnight. Plopped her out of the Banneton. Put some rice flour on here before we score. Okay, I will say I don't do any fancy scoring, but it's definitely been fun to play with different styles. I first started with the standard score tool, but honestly I didn't like it, so I ended up getting this one, which works much better. Look at how concentrated I was. Okay, and then hear me out. Instead of the ice cube, I do a little bit of white rice underneath my loaf to keep it from burning. Recently, though, I tried doing both together, ice and rice. Ooh, and did that bread turn out amazing? Yes, ma'am, it did. Goes to show so many different ways to get a beautiful loaf like this, and just wait until I cut into this. So pretty, I don't even want to cut it. Let's do the test. Hollow to the right temperature. It's not gooey. Looks like it just had a big bubble or a big pocket in there. Still edible. This is gonna be so yummy with dinner tonight. My second to best loaf yet.